Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time you're stumbling upon this reading. So I thought I'd do something a little bit fun and different today for my coffee addicts out there. We have a special pick a coffee cup reading. So not only am I going to be reading the cards, but I'm also going to be reading the coffee cup that you choose to let you know what it tells me about you. This is mostly a fun little reading, so take what resonates and leave the rest. But you know what? I just wanted to show some love to the coffee because I am a huge coffee addict myself. So these are your piles here. We have pile number 1 with the black Americano, say Americano or just a regular coffee. We have pile 2 with the mocha, yes, fancy mocha. And then we have pile 3 with the candy cane hot chocolates, the seasonal themed coffee drink. All right, so you can use your intuition to pick a pile, or you can pick whichever coffee you would drink, or whichever one that you think looks the most tasty. As you can tell, it is the morning for me. My morning voice is kicking in hard, so we'll do my best, you guys. I was just so excited to jump into this reading. Okay, full disclaimer. I was just playing this Otome game, which, like, oh my gosh, the scene was really driving my heart wild. It was getting me all excited, and I just, like, for some reason, that gave me the passion to come and sit down and do this reading. So I'm rolling with it. We're rolling with it. I'm sending you guys good energies. I feel like we could sit and talk all day. Like, these coffees in front of me are just making me want to chill and like have tea time with you guys right now. But we will get into your readings. So first of all, what I like to do for all my readings before we get into it is I offer you a little intuition challenge. So on this piece of paper here, I'm going to write down a word off camera. Try to let your intuition do its thing. So see what thoughts, images, colors, things like that come to you. You can write them down. You can guess what the word is. And at the end of each reading, I'm going to reveal that word. So that said, I'm going to write down the word now. You are welcome to pause the video with me here. And let's see. I need to think of a word. Okay, I got the word, guys. I got the word. Again, it was because it was like kind of staring me in the face here. But this one's gonna be a little bit tricky. So just relax here, use your mind, and let's go. All right, there it is. The word is written down. So again, pick a pile using either your intuition or your taste buds, and I'll see you guys in your readings. Bye! All right, pile 1, welcome to your reading. So you picked the Americanos, the black coffee. Give me that coffee, dark, no sugar, ma'am. Okay, so first I'm going to start with the actual coffee that you picked. So for obvious starters, I'm going to say that you guys are a little more mature in your taste bud sense. Of course, drinking a black coffee, it takes some time to work up to if you don't naturally enjoy the black coffee. So for you guys, something that's really important for you is simplicity. It is enjoying things at their baseline level without all the additional flourishing, right? So you are the type of people who really appreciate the natural world. You appreciate the natural state of things, even if it means drinking something that might spike your taste buds or drinking something that might not be like super sweet and pleasurable. You would rather have the raw, like natural taste of something. So you are like those Amazonian rainforest adventurers, I don't know, that just came through, who love to just really be in touch with the natural world. You also could be very like into the culinary arts, so you really appreciate, you're the type of people who would be like taste testers, who would go around and like try the different coffees of the world and try to pick out which taste profiles are better, things like that. Another thing coming through for some of you is that you might have really closed your mind into this simplified place where maybe you've been meditating a lot and you've like been trying to really get clear and focused. However, for some of you, there might still be some stuff in your subconscious, as you can see with all these coffee beans surrounding the cup here. So there might be some stuff in your subconscious that still needs to be cleared out. I mean, your center, your like conscious focus may be very clear and simple, but on the outside in that subconscious, there might still be some coffee beans hanging around. So for some of you, I'm seeing the advice is to take a look when you have some time from this chill place you are. Take a look at those coffee beans in your subconscious. Take a look in your mind field to see if there is any residual energy that needs to be cleared up here. Because that, even though you might be feeling like, yeah, I'm good, I'm centered, I'm focused, if this stuff is still in your peripherals, it'll be putting pressure on you that you can still feel, right? Even when you're going about your day. So my advice to some of you is take a look in your subconscious. Even if you think your mind is clear, there might still be some stuff there. And once you do that, you'll be opened up and you'll really feel like, okay, now I'm at peace. Now there's all this open energy around me where there's nothing that I have to worry about because there's nothing in my mind. So this could be like writing a to-do list of all of those things you want to do. Like, okay, I do this, guys, too, where you go about your day, you like get hit with all this information that's in the world, and then you keep adding things in your backlog, in your subconscious of things you need to do in the future, but you don't write it down. But if you don't take that second to write it down, then it just kind of keeps adding, and there's like a separate part of yourself who like has this huge to-do list of random things to do. So if we don't like clear that up, then it could end up staying there without us even realizing it. So my advice, if this is you, if you're someone who takes on a lot of to-dos, then sit down one day and literally try to scribble out everything that is on your mind, from the big things to the little things. Like, okay, you want to start this business, you want to read this book, you want to look at this saved bookmark on my phone. Like, all of those things can add up, guys. So write them all, and then doing that is a first good step for getting them out. The second step you could do is literally like either make a plan for how you're going to go about some of them, or cross out some of them off your list. Like, take out an eraser. If you write this in pencil, that could be helpful too. And then you can erase the ones that you realize like, oh right, I actually don't have to do this, okay? Because there's so much going on in this world, guys. It's just like, it's hard. We can't get to everything, okay? And we should always prioritize our peace of mind here. So that's what I'm seeing for you, some of you. But yeah, most of you, you're really into like the sensory stuff. Like, oh, you could take it. Like, I see you in like ancient Rome or ancient Greece, like taking one of those heated baths, like being in the fountain, just pouring this water or this coffee over your head. I don't know. Like, maybe some of you would be down to bathe in coffee just because of like the sensorial aspect of it. I know I would be, but yeah, anyways. For a lot of you, this is a maturity that you have now come into or been into for a while. So you could have been people who would like sugar up your coffee big time in the past, but then you realize how that was affecting you, and you realize that you wanted to be somebody who like was more down to earth, who really prioritized their wellness. And so you came on this journey of just like coming back to simplicity. So if that is you guys, big round of applause. I know that's not an easy thing to do, but because you've gone on that journey, now you can appreciate things like this so much. Now when people look at you strange for being like, how do you drink your coffee black? There's a part of you that's like, like, I'm so proud. I'm so proud that I drink my coffee black, because trust me, I wasn't drinking it black in the past. Like, I was all up in the sugars like the rest of you. And so it's kind of like a little win every time that you drink your black coffee too here. Which, no, if you don't drink black coffee, that's okay too. I am somebody who likes to switch it up time and again. I like to go with the natural taste sometimes, and then other times I like to have my sugary drinks. So I get it, guys, I get it. And you know, I know there's this stigma of saying like, oh, if you drink coffee black, you're like better than other people or whatever, but I don't think that's true either. I mean, yes, it's probably healthier, but we're all going through different things, so let's not judge anybody for how they take their coffee. Even though that's exactly what I'm doing here. But yeah, some cool adventurous people here is what I'm getting. You're giving me the adventurer vibes, like mature, but not like in a serious, I cannot leave my house without, not in like a serious, I'm locked in my office all day type of vibe. Like, this is the type of people who are mature but know how to have fun still, and still love to go on an adventure. And it's kind of like you have simplified a lot of aspects in your life because you want to focus on like being involved in the world and actually having experiences and going and doing things and like feeling the world, like being very involved in the sensorial. is what I'm getting here. So we're gonna take a look at your cards now. I have picked up two. Let's see, how shall we do this? All right, so this card is for your energy right now. Self-esteem, okay. I possess the gifts of the soul that benefit me and others. And this one, ooh, wow. Okay, wow. Let's see if I want to fix this camera angle here for a second. Wow, okay, wow. Yeah, this is the energy you guys are gonna be. All this yellow. Let me see for a second. This has me thinking, like, are all the cards this yellow? No, they're not. So yeah, you guys are really, either you're naturally this way or you're in a phase right now where you are super confident. And I can see that this comes from like some of the choices you made in your past, like your choice now to live in the present and to really take care of your body and to be involved in the world. That has led to so much confidence for you and self-esteem. This is your energy. Like, it's almost like you're in this state where self-esteem is like the main thing you're focused on, in the sense that like all the choices that you make are coming from this sense of growing self-esteem, and because of that, these choices you make are also leading to more self-esteem for yourself. So I'm really seeing that a lot of you here are meant to, yeah, be of service. A lot of you here are meant to be like on those like farms or volunteering trips or in the Amazon rainforest. I keep seeing like something like that, where you are literally like being of service, but you are the one like taking the coffee beans out of the coffee cherries out of the ground or wherever they are. Sorry, wow, like my coffee knowledge right now is failing me, but you are the ones who are literally like in the field doing the work. Like, you need to be in nature, in a forest, a part of something that is being of service, like a part of a part of like a charity organization that helps to reserve some part of the natural world, or that is like fighting to help global warming, something like that. Like there's a lot of grass earth energy coming through for this pile here, and it's through being of service that you build your self-esteem as well. And with this image here, I'm getting a lot of you like need to be involved in culture. Like, you thrive best when you're in a place that is very like ethnically vibrant, a place that has those kind of like roots, a place that has those almost traditions and celebration that are very soul centered and very like earth focused as well, that go back to those times where we all understood what it meant to be like a tribe, where we all understood community and like what it means to care for this earth. That is you guys here. And you are really becoming a powerful force. You are like the change makers. You could actually start a nonprofit or something like that, where you are helping to change this world and to heal this world. And yeah, this is real high vibes here. If you haven't like gotten involved or anything like this yet, if you haven't gone on that journey yet, I'm seeing that there will be an important journey for some of you, like going somewhere, being a part of a nonprofit or something like that. And even if it's not that, finding a way to be of service, even if it's in your local community, even if you live in like a big city where there's not a lot of, natural stuff, natural resources or things going on, there's a part of your soul that is saying, I need to be of service. Like, this is who I am. This helps me feel good. This helps my self-esteem. So if you are not, maybe you're living out of alignment, then you're being called to come back to service and to find something. It could be little, like volunteering at a local shelter, or once a week I'm going to buy coffee for that person I see sitting on the side of the street, or like something like that. Every morning I'm gonna buy coffee for my boss, or not every morning, once a week or something, I'm gonna buy coffee for my boss or my coworkers, something like that. Start those small actions. If you're feeling like a little down or out of alignment, those small actions of service will start to build up and bring you back to your real self. So even starting small like that will spiral into something bigger. Like, I know this from experience. I was living out of alignment with myself for so long, and then it was finally when I decided to go on this little volunteering trip for about 4 months. That was so tough. It was hard, guys, okay? It was not light and love in the moment. But coming back from that, I have become realigned with the part of myself that enjoys service. And now, like, for me, it's doing something once a week, like volunteering at the dog shelter. That has helped me to open up to service where I like see the world in a so much, in a, like, I see the world in a much more clear way, and I feel so much more relaxed because it feels like myself. So I see this here. And I see that this is who you are. Like, this person in your past lives, you were probably, like, in a lot of your past lives, that person who was driving a lot of change, who was being of service. Like, that is your archetype. If we're bringing in like soul archetypes here and things like that, that is your archetype. You are that one who is like, people look at you and they're like, yeah, she's she's activist, she's a change maker, that's her or him, sorry. They're saying, yeah, you are the one that they look to as being that person. And this is also saying, even if you don't feel that way yourself, this is how other people see you, and this is how other people are starting to see you. They see you as being so confident and inspiring whatever you do, that they are almost like, wow, like I don't even know. You feel almost like an energy that's unattainable to them, but not in like a a way that you're above them, but in a way that they're like, that person is so much rooted in their heart. That person is doing so good. I don't even know how someone can be that good. Like, that's how they see it. But like, you know, we all know, even if we are that person, we are just human and we are going through stuff on our insides as well. And it's not about just being naturally good, but it's about making the choice to be good and making the choice to do those good actions. So as I mentioned in the beginning, whatever choices you're making are really positive here, and they're going to start to be positive once you become of service to other people. I'm going to pick another little card for you to see what you have to look forward to. This is my set of like theme cards here I like to use. So what do we have to look forward to? Oh, yeah, that's beautiful. It says you. So you literally, by accepting this energy of being of service and making those wise choices for yourself, you are going to get to look forward to having you more. You are going to be more of yourself, as I was saying, and you're going to discover who you really are. So maybe your soul has kind of been unlocked for you, maybe your soul has been locked for you for a while, where you've kind of felt almost, I don't want to say depressed, but yeah, like you have felt a lack of sensations. You felt a lack of life almost within yourself, just a lack. And it's because your soul needs this. Your soul needs to be of service in the world. So the minute you start to do that, the minute your self-esteem grows, the minute you get you back, the minute you begin to unveil more layers of your soul and welcome more of your soul into yourself, and then you realize who you've been all of this time, and you like will have a reunion with yourself. So this is about you literally becoming you, okay? But as I mentioned, this is happening through your choices, through choosing, okay, I'm not going to go with all the sugar today. I'm going to choose my body. I'm going to choose my wellness. I'm going to go with something more natural. I'm going to go for the black coffee. I am going to start being of service. I'm going to stop choosing sitting at home and binging Netflix, and I'm going to start seeing where I can go out and be of service in the world, where I can start like being more involved in the community. And all of these things are going to help you build your confidence, and they're how you're going to grow. And like, look at this, like the flowers here. And this person looks like they're on a little adventure somewhere, you know, out in nature. So this is you, like even in the spirit realm, walking through that field and finally seeing the flowers of yourself starting to bud. And another thing I'm seeing here is as you start to go through this transformation, you're going to start to get excited and start to talk about it more. You're going to feel so much better being yourself that you're going to feel good like telling people about what you do with your lives. And to other people, this might seem, as I mentioned, like, wow, this person's got it all together. They're just like one of those people. Like, I could never be like that. But you are going to know that like this is something, like this is new for you too. And that like you're so excited because you weren't doing that in the past, and that you were in the same place as those other people that are now looking at you like you're this holy, like high vibrational change maker. No, you're always going to remember where you came from, and that's why this journey is going to feel so good to you, because this is a coming home. This is a coming home to you and to your frequency, and it's remembering how you lived in your past lives too. And so this whole experience is going to feel so good to you. This is going to be a journey that you are on with yourself, and I just give you that extra encouragement to say, yeah, cherish this. Allow yourself to have those good feelings, because you deserve it. And like, the more you feel them, the more your life is going to change around you, and your life is going to feel even better. All right, and now I'm going to pick one last affirmation for you. We have here, I am learning how to rise against my challenges. So a reminder for you, as you are coming into this new energy, as you are battling your old self and those old choices, is that you are now learning. You are learning. You are making steps that you never made in the past. You are now learning how to overcome those past habits and how to really face yourself and to face the challenges that come along with this new vibration you're entering. And because of this person you are, like, you now, this is not just about learning, you now have the strength. You now have the strength to face, to rise against your challenges. Whereas in the past, like, to be honest, like, we are strong all the time, all of us, yes, but there are times where, like, sometimes we literally don't have the strength to face our challenges. But now you are stepping into an energy where you will have the strength and the energy to rise against your challenges, and that it is natural for you. And the universe is bringing you everything you need. Like, the universe is bringing this experience. They are bringing you the challenges that are meant for you. They are bringing you that landscape, that path to walk along, and they are allowing you to make the choices. They know that, like, you like to have fun exploring this new terrain. So they're leaving it up to you, really, to, like, how to tackle this mountain, how to go forward, because you have all the best answers and you have the strength for it. So that's all I have for you today. This is just a short reading. I hope it brought some insight, some clarity, some compassion, some love. I don't know. If you did resonate and like this type of reading, I would really appreciate your support. Come over to the channel, hit subscribe. We are just starting the vibes here, so the more this channel starts to grow, the more fun readings we will be doing, and the more, like, better setups I'll be getting, I guess. So now, if you did pay attention for that intuition challenge at the beginning, I have the reveal now. So if you didn't, you can pause your screen, but for the rest of us, I will reveal what the word was. And we have romance, of course, because I was in a romantic mood this morning. So this word was a little tricky because it's not like an object, it's an abstract idea. But if you got anything close to that, like love, boyfriend, something, then yeah, then that means your intuition is working. And it's always cool to see what you did write down, to see maybe if it does have a connection to what this means for you. Like, maybe there was, like, if you had a toxic relationship, you write down something like, ugh, yucky energy. I don't know. Well, that's all for me today. It'd be fun if you did write down in the comments what you ended up writing, because I would like to know too as well if this whole thing is working. But that's all for me. Wishing you guys the best luck on your journey, pile ones. I think you guys are on a great path right now, so keep at it. All right, hello my pile twos. So just like the last pile, I'm going to start by looking at your coffee cup here and seeing what messages come through. So you picked the mocha with this little heart here, and the energy that I'm getting from this card is really like deep maturity. Okay, you are some really deep souls, some like old souls, like wise. You got all of the wisdom here. Okay, you are kind of like, pile one was about maturity, but more about like a new maturity. You guys are that like old maturity, like you came to this earth already with all of the wisdom, in the sense that you understand balance really well. So like in the first pile, it was more about like choosing to have your coffee black because we need to figure out like how to come back to ourselves and how to not be so overindulgent. But you are in that place where you understand how to indulge. Like, you have the level of maturity that lets you enjoy a nice like cup of dark hot chocolate or dark mocha or something like that without freaking out about all the sugar content or anything. You understand that balance. So I see you guys like literally sitting on the couch or sitting on your like chair, just sipping this coffee, being like, yep, the problems of the world don't faze me. Or like you're just very, very wise here. I'm getting you as like a observer, I'm getting you as like a sage, like a teacher who, just a very, very deep spirit who sees and understands the world and a lot of things. And there are a lot of things you even don't say to most people because you understand that people are on different journeys and some levels won't be able to take that deeper knowledge. So you have this awareness and this wisdom about you that knows the exact moment to speak. Like that is you. You might be somebody who's quiet a lot of the time, but the moment you do speak, it is with purpose and it is commanding there. So that's the energy coming through for some of you. And this is really on your deeper soul level. But I'm seeing also, even if you don't feel this way, like even if you feel like you don't express yourself this way, this could be something where it's like you have a outer persona that is very light and loving. You could be a very gentle, sensitive soul, and you like see yourself as being very loving and as being very, very empathetic. This is a big time empath card here. But you have that aspect of yourself while still retaining this deeper wisdom. So maybe this deeper wisdom is buried to you right now, but it is still a core part of who you are. And this top layer of yourself here is that love and light energy where you probably have a lot of compassion towards other people. You look out at the world and like see all the hurt and stuff, and you feel like you almost take that on yourself. And you just have so much love and patience and understanding for other people. You are the person who would like want to take on everybody else's problems if it meant that they wouldn't have to suffer, okay? But we'll get into your cards in a moment. Yeah, this is a very selfless energy that comes from having that deeper spiritual knowledge where you have lived a lot of past lives and you've understood a lot of things. And now you are here really to teach. You are here to teach the world how to be in that loving vibration. But you're also okay if other people don't act out in that loving way. You are okay to just be that love for other people to look to. You are so forgiving is what I'm getting. You are so forgiving where people could be on their nonsense or people could come and like, you know, maybe people around you have a lot of like revelations where they're like, oh my gosh, I was acting this way, so terrible. And they come to you to like clear away their sins or whatever. I'm losing what the word is. Like confession. Yeah, they'll be like, I'm going to change. Like I'm doing so much better for you. Like you made me realize this. And you're the type of person that would just be like, yeah, okay, yeah, like I see that, and I'm really happy. But even who you were before, it's okay. Like don't worry about it. Just keep on your life journey. So you have a lot of compassion. You're a soul that has a lot of compassion for people. Okay, that's what I'm seeing, is that you could be like an angel, a light worker, somebody who comes from a higher plane who literally came here just to be that supporting light for people, where you don't expect other people to actually change. You are just here to be there for them. And you have so much love and compassion. I know I'm repeating myself, but it's coming through big time here. So I'm seeing we have like two energies in this pile, where either you're that mature, wise sage who's sitting back being like, okay, this is the world, I'm experiencing everything, and you're upholding where simply you being here, like that is your purpose, is just to be here holding that wisdom energy so that other people can actually end up tapping into that energy simply from your energy being here. Or we have the other people who are here to be the love frequency, to uphold the love frequency, and so that people on this earth can pull from that and understand what love is. So I'm seeing those two energies here. Either you could be one or the other, or you could have both, which I'm getting a lot of you could be both. Because it is very possible to hold those two energies inside us. And in fact, they do go hand in hand. So that's what I'm getting here for this cup. Yeah, a lot with the heart center too. So let's see what your cards are saying. I might have to go put on some lotion. My hands are dry right now. Okay, so let's see what your cards are saying for your energy. Oh my goodness. Yeah, death. All All right. I'm learning that endings are merely beginnings. Oh, wow. I did not look at the cards until just now, so this is pretty cool. So we have death. I'm learning that endings are merely beginnings. And love. I commit to the practice of seeing the good in all things. So literally what I was saying, guys, here, even with the two sides, there is this one aspect of you that just wants to see the world for what it is, that just wants to love everybody and appreciate everybody. And maybe you have struggled with this. Maybe you did have an upbringing that made you disconnect from your love frequency, that made you be like, you know what, all these people are on some nonsense and I want nothing to do with them. Like, it made you kind of develop a like resentment towards the world and other people. But that is not your true nature, guys. So you actually in the past living in that energy where you were judging the world, or where you just like felt like you were so done with the world, that was actually harming you. Because for my guys here who came here to love, that was your mission, to come here to love. And because the world like kind of taught you otherwise and you got disconnected, it also made you disconnect from yourself. So if you felt like you were living lost for a while, like you have no purpose, it was because your purpose is to be love. Your person is to be that person who forgives everybody. Your purpose is to just accept, and is to trust, and is to love. Like, your purpose is to be that person who would love somebody when nobody else would, okay? And so I'm not saying you have to go get in toxic relationships and love somebody who is unhealthy in that way, but this is about like understanding what love really is, and that we can still love people who are on some chaotic business, okay? We can still love people who have done us wrong. It's about like having that love, but also having our boundaries, and also having that like separation. So it's like you being over here saying, I love you, I'm sending you love, I'm wishing you the best on your journey, but that's me sending this to you. I'm still not gonna accept like any negative actions towards myself, okay? So it's having that understanding of like, you are protected and you're protecting yourself in your sphere because of love for yourself. So your self-love acts as protection, and then like you can love other people from a distance. But like, so as I was saying, a lot of you, this is really important for you. And like, this world will want to teach us at every opportunity why we shouldn't love each other. Like, I swear this world praises and values when we hate each other. Like, this world wants us to go against our nature. But for you especially, you need to ignore those voices of the world that are telling you that you need to act a certain way towards other people, that are telling you you need to feel a certain way, or you need to feel a sort of resentment towards other people. No, your purpose, guys, is to be that loving energy. So do not forget that. That's why you came here. You came here because this world is so backward on hate, and you decided that I am going to be that voice that simply loves. I'm going to be that voice that is always loving, that is unconditional, no matter what kind of BS is going on here, okay? So you have so much support in this energy, okay? And you like will make crazy changes on this planet simply by doing that. So I actually had an insight the other day that I think would really apply to you guys, and it's about like, okay, when we step into hate, when we step into judgment or anger towards other people, who is feeling that energy the most, right? Like, we could be in a loving vibration, and then we are presented with an action, say from somebody else, that society has embedded in us that we need to flip to hate. So for example, if you are driving in traffic and somebody like stops really suddenly in front of you or cuts you off, like, society has conditioned us to now feel automatic hate and anger towards that person. We need to realize we have a choice there, and when we are the ones that decides in that moment to feel that hate towards that person, we are literally the ones feeling the brunt of that hate. Because that other person, like, sure, they might see us glaring at them in their rear view, but that other person is still in their own world. We're the ones that have stepped out of love and into hate. So it is your choice, and you can literally choose to live in love all the time if you want to. And that choice to live in love literally is like the most positive thing you could do for yourself. And that comes from a place of having that self-love and compassion for yourself, because wouldn't you want, like, if there was somebody you cared for, wouldn't you want them to be like feeling love all the time? Wouldn't you want their energy field, to be always love? Because of course we are still human, we'll always have other emotions, and it's important that we feel those emotions, but like our energetic frequency can be that of love. So that's a little insight that came through. I'll pass that along to you guys here. So on the other side here we have death. So this is for like your current energy right now. So I'm seeing that some of you might be shedding all of those older patterns, those older energies that kept you from feeling this natural state of being. There is a lot in your life right now of like death of the ego, also like a death process going on in your soul that is not about like you actually dying, but is about, it's like your soul almost going underground in a way to get back in touch with that deeper wisdom, with that deeper knowledge, with your deeper essence, and then to come out on the other side with this new beginning, this new birthing of a love. So it's like your soul right now is going into the soil, and once like you've gone through that transformation, you're going to be budding like this beautiful flower. And so like it might seem scary right now, but once that flower blooms, you're going to realize like, oh, this is love, like this is truth, this is where, like, I wouldn't want to be anything else besides this. So thank goodness I went through that process. So a lot of endings going on for you right now, but know that all of these endings are positive because they're taking you under the soil and they are leading you to fertilize that newfound love with yourself for the world here. And again, this card is about being very mature. Like, it takes a lot of maturity to get to the place where we realize that death is actually a positive thing. Death is actually a part of the process of existence, and that death is not about like this initial fear grappling thing that we have to be scared of. Death is just endings, like this card says. And that even endings are not a bad thing, right? Endings are beautiful because they speak to this wonderful journey you've been on. They speak to you now being ready to move on to something new. So what's cultivating inside you now as well is this ability to understand death, to understand what it really means, and like to understand these kind of darker energies on the planet, or these darker aspects of existence. Not dark in a bad way, again, it's like dark as in just more real, like getting down with it. Okay, so a lot of mature souls here too, as I was saying, and you are coming now into yourself. So I'm gonna pick a message for you from my pile of theme cards here. This is gonna be what you have to look forward to from this transformation here. It's kind of cool. Like, I had no clue what to expect during this reading. I was like, man, I'm not gonna get anything from doing a coffee reading, but so far in both the piles, some cool stuff has come up. And sorry, I just noticed that my camera angle's a little off there. Sorry, guys. Okay, so the card that we got, yeah, okay. I picked the same one for pile one, and for some reason, like, I kind of knew it was gonna come out again. That's why I put it back in. But, so you guys also, just like my pile ones, you, from this process, are coming back into you. So as I said, you are those souls that your natural state is love, and you are meant to love and understand other people. You have been cut off from this for most of your life, but because of this death, this rebirth you're going through, you're going to be birthing and blooming back into you, who you really are, and you are reclaiming your true essence of self. So I don't think I have to say much else there. This is a really powerful process you're going through, and I just want to give you even more encouragement to, yes, embrace that love. If you're looking around you and people, like, you're questioning if you can, if you should, people are telling you you shouldn't, trust what your soul is saying. Your soul always knows, okay? And I'll pick you also a affirmation message here. You got, I am discovering more about myself every day. That's beautiful. You guys are in the soil right now. You are understanding. You are, while you are fertilizing yourselves, you are learning, like, in this dirt, you're going to be seeing you are learning like all these new things about yourself. This time you spend in the soil here is going to be so important because it's like you're absorbing in all of your soul's knowledge here. So don't be scared of the death that's happening within you right now. This is a very, very powerful, important thing. All right, here. So that's all I have for you, my pile twos, but such beautiful energy. I really wish you the best of luck in this journey. Now, if you did pay attention to the intuition challenge at the beginning, I have the reveal for you now. If you didn't, you're more than welcome to pause the video. All I did was write down a word and ask you to try to guess what the word was. So for the rest of us, I shall reveal that word now. We have romance. As I said, I was in a lovey, fun energy this morning, but you guys, my heart's here. So if you guessed it, awesome. If you didn't, like, writing in the comments what you did guess would be lots of fun because I would love to see how close you guys got. So thank you for letting me connect to your energy. You guys are beautiful souls here with a mission, so trust yourself, all right? Sending you so much love, and I will see you in the next reading. Take care. Hello, my pile threes. All right, you picked the candy cane, hot chocolate, or coffee, or whatnot. Just wanted to say, if you are lactose and can't eat this whipped cream, that's totally cool. We can imagine that it's like something else here. This has been a really insightful reading so far with the last two piles, which is cool because like we start with something as simple as coffee and then all these other insights can come through. So excited to see what we have for you guys. To start, you picked this awesome seasonal card. So of course, you guys are like my fun people who love to get in the spirit anytime the holidays come around. Or if this is not typically you, this is something new that you are trying out here. You just like have a lot of love for life and kind of the things that people put on, like the aspects of our society that we've just like created. So holidays, things like that. You love them, and you might be the type of person that like goes all in. You decorate your home, you like put up the candy canes on your lawn. You are really not afraid to go big or go home. You are also my souls here that are a little more gentle. Like you would prefer the sweetness over the bitter black coffee here, and that is totally respectable. It's also about you kind of like upholding this sweet energy on the planet. So yes, like with the other piles, we talked about how it's important to come into maturity and to learn how to appreciate those like natural states of things without having to like sugar it up and fancy it up. But like you are the type of person that does that because your soul likes that stuff, and you understand that there is good too in all of those flourishing. So like you could be the type of person that loves to dress up for like no reason at all. Like you love fantasy, maybe you love the idea of going to a ball and putting on a big gown, or like doesn't have to be that, but something where if you had the choice to like dress up for something or not, you would be choosing to dress up all the way and like more so. But that just comes from a place from really being in tune with your soul and who you are, right? We are allowed to enjoy all these extra experiences that Earth gives us because that's why we're here. We're like souls here to enjoy the Earth plane. So yeah, if you want to sugar up your coffee, if you want to eat the gingerbread cookie, like if you want to put all that whipped cream on, like go for it, man. That's your choice. So I'm seeing that you are the type of people that are really fun to be around. You're also a really great friend. You are a support pillar for your friends, or you're that person where like if your friends are going through something crazy, they know they can come to you and like they can find that wholesome comfort almost. They know they can come to you and you'll always just be you doing your thing, and them seeing you doing their thing will make them feel like, okay, maybe my problems are not so bad because they're still out here living the time of their lives. And like a lot of people really look up to you for the way you go about things, like for your just like you sticking to who you are so much, and for your ability to not really care about like looking too crazy, your ability to not really care about dressing up and walking down the street. So a lot of people really appreciate you for that, and this comes from like for you a really grounded place. This is not about being caught up in things or like being influenced by other people to drink the sugar, or like being influenced to get caught up in all of what society and social media is doing. This is like literally your choice to do all these things. So that is cool here. And I'm seeing like you might maybe hopefully maybe you might also be the type of people who enjoy otome games like I do. I know I made that offhanded comment in the beginning, but you know, I feel like if there are any otome lovers out there, you would have picked this pile, so we'll see. But yeah, you kind of have this like inner world. You have a very your reality is really set. Like you have a way of going about things, and like there's a world around you. I'm seeing like you could be fantasy people, as I mentioned, who surround yourself with like gamer stuff, all of that stuff, and that is like that is your vibe, that is your world, and you don't care. Like you've accepted that this is a part of who you are, and no matter what anybody says or judges you or says you have to like live in the real world or whatever, no, you have created this very real world for yourself that involves all of these things, all of these extravagant experiences. And you know, there were other images I was going to pick for this third pile here. This is the one that came through that's really orderly, right? It's like, yeah, you know exactly how much to pour in your cup without it filling over. Like some of the other images I had, they were like so indulgent where I would have said, yeah, you guys are a little overindulgent here, we need to work on some things. But no, this pile, you know, you understand how to appreciate the sweetness of life without really going overboard. But like you could go overboard in other people's eyes, but you understand what is overboard to you, okay? And as I mentioned, you just have a super sweet energy that other people love to be around. So we're gonna dive right into your cards here. Let me just fix the camera angle or the camera zoom. Okay, so we're gonna be taking a look at your current energy and what else is going on. Acceptance, okay. I am learning to accept the things that I cannot change. Wow. All right. Whew. Forgiveness. I acknowledge that harboring resentment blocks the flow of love. Ooh. So some of you might be connected to pile 2 because we were talking about forgiveness there. But so purple and orange here, these are complementary colors or whatever the word is, which means they're like on opposite sides of the spectrum. So this type of contrast is really powerful here in that like whatever you're going through involves almost like a switch, but it also is dealing with like 2 sides of one coin. It's like these 2 things are so opposite, but they are connected here. And I'm getting that you might be flipping back and forth between ideas or between like ideals. So what this is talking about is your attitude towards other people. I'm getting this coming through. For some of you guys, you might have people around you or have had people around you who are kind of like starting to annoy you, people or situations, who have really tested you, have tried to bring you down from this energy, from you knowing yourself. And you are starting to understand that like not everybody can understand you, that like not everybody can have the same passions and like enjoyments as you, and that it's time for you to start forgiving people who have annoyed you in the past or whose like ways have really bothered you and you felt like their ways have infringed upon your ways of being. So there's a lot, like there's a big change going on for you, and I'm seeing it's almost happening as like a switch, as something that keeps flipping back and forth. So one day you'll be like an acceptance of the people around you. One day you'll be like, okay, I get it. I can't change everybody, even though they're all driving me crazy. That'll be you one day, and then the next day, like it'll kind of flip again to be like, you know what, I'm done. Like I would rather just stay in my world and not have to deal with other people. And like, yeah, so there might be a little bit of that back and forth going on, because this situation is testing your patience a little bit. And the reason this situation or these people have come into your life is because the universe is almost testing your resolve right now. Like they have seen you go around and being so solid in your energy. Now they're just trying to like kind of see, okay, yeah, you've been like that, but what happens if we throw like your opposite at you? What happens if we throw this other thing at you that's gonna like try to pull you down here? How are you gonna react to that? So the universe is really just giving you this chance to keep being who you are. And you know, Christmas time is random coming through, but Christmas might be a good time for you to forgive a lot of people, because we're all like in the loving Christmassy spirit around that time. And you know, it's okay to harness that energy, you guys. Like sometimes people may say like, oh, if you're just like in the holiday good spirits, it's not the best idea to like get caught up in the holiday emotions, but it's totally okay to harness the energy that's in the world right now around the holidays where people are more accepting and forgiving. And so if you have people that you have been meaning to reach out and like say I'm sorry to, or you have been meaning to reach out and say like I forgive you, like I know I cut you off and I like really did so, and I really gave it to you at the end there when I cut you off because you did some things that were dumb, but you have been holding on to that and like wanting to forgive that person. If there are those situations around the holiday time, it's a great time to do it, guys. Okay, so there's that there. I'm really just seeing some of you as being like, I accept that there will always be idiots around me, like that kind of thing. But for others of you, this is really like coming to accept that there are situations and things and people that you cannot control, but that doesn't have to affect how you are. That doesn't have to affect your state of being or your joy towards life, okay? And I'm getting that for some of you, this is something that's been really hard for you. Having forgiveness for other people has been like your anti-arc. Like if you were a character in a story, this would be your challenge arc here. Would be learning how to forgive other people. So that's why as you're going through this, there's like this flipping back and forth, because you really do want this. You are coming from an earnest place where you now honestly want to learn how to forgive the people around you. You now honestly want to learn to accept the other people around you. And so it's those moments of earnestness that allow you to be in that moment of like, yeah, actually honestly forgiving other people. But like the reason you flip back is simply just because that's how you were patterned in the past. That's how you were conditioned. That's how, you were living in that vibration, that frequency for so long. Of course, it takes some time before we can actually step into this new energy. And it's like the two magnets here. If you were like slowly trying to learn to forgive other people, then this would be a slow thing. But I feel like you guys are coming from like, nope, I want to like you have this passion, you have this intensity where you want to learn how to be in this accepting energy, and that's why it pulls you over here sometimes, but then sometimes you get pulled back into your old self there. So yeah, for a lot of you, for some of you, I'm seeing that this definitely has to do with friends, with other people. That's what your journey is about right now. Is like how you, because you are so solid in you, now it's about how you relate to and react to other people. And you might be the type of people, because you know what you want so much, that can tend to get a little bit controlling about situations. So maybe like work situations, things like that, where you have a little bit of like impatient energy, where you kind of like, you see where you want to go and like you want things to happen a certain way, and like when things don't work out in the past, you've gotten really like upset about it and could have gone into like control mode or something like that. But now you're learning to really like, see, like almost going to therapy and being like, okay, I accept that I can't control the situations around me. And so you're learning now how to be yourself still, but in a world where there is so much unpredictable stuff. Like there's so much unpredictable stuff going on in our world right now, and we would literally drive ourselves crazy trying to control everything, trying to control the circumstances around us. And it's because you have that boss energy where like what's up. That things could be going really well for you. So if it ever like is not, then it kind of like really bothers you, because you know that if you were in control of everything, everything would be going super well. But because of the fact that there are some things outside of your control, that's why things go wrong. And that kind of drives you nuts, or drove you nuts in the past. But you are learning now how to accept that, like, okay, you know what? Yes, in my perfect world, if I was in control of the universe and everything would be fine, everything would be perfect. But that's just not how it is. Like, I'm here on this planet with a billion other people, a bajillion billion other people, and a bajillion billion other situations and energies, and there's so much going on. There are so many situations out of my control, and that's just how it is. You know what I'm thinking of right now? I recently watched a video talking about like evolution and gene pools or something like that, where it talks about the difference between like creating copies of yourself, so species that like don't need to mate and will just keep creating copies in a sense of like wanting to maintain their DNA because their DNA is perfect and is like the winning hand in a sense, versus like what us humans do, which is intermixing and breeding, and like the differences between that. So in that video, that energy I'm getting that like you were in was that like wanting to be that person who was just like single copying their cells along. Like, okay, I'm not gonna like mix with anybody. I know I have something good here, so I don't want to give my hand away. I'm just going to, you know, keep making copies of my DNA. But when it talks about like intermixing, the thing with that is like you do have to accept that, yeah, well, like when you mix your genes with somebody else, you don't know what's gonna come out. Like you could have these really awesome genes and it could meet with like somebody else who has maybe awesome genes as well or not awesome genes, but either way, when they come together, you could end up with something that's a little bit interesting or a little bit like less than what you thought you were, quote unquote. Okay. But like the benefits to that and the reason why we as humans as a species have evolved to do that is because it helps ensure our survival rates over time, because mixing and interbreeding like that helps us to avoid getting like wiped out by a single parasite. Like the downside to like having the copies is if one person finds out your weakness, they can take out your whole line. Whereas when we do this mixing breeding thing, every person would be safe in their own right. So sorry I went into my little sciencey nerd side there, but like what I'm seeing is you're like coming to accept that, okay, if I mix with other people, it might not be as perfect and amazing as I am, but I have to accept that this is like the process of life. This is what I have to sacrifice in order for the rest of my tribe, the rest of our species to survive. So that's not coming through as a literal message. Maybe for like some of you, that's a literal message of you like not wanting to mix with other people, but like that's just the energy I'm feeling here is like you starting to learn now how to accept these situations that like might not seem perfect, like accept those situations where there is a trade-off but where the benefits are so much greater, and like having that bigger picture mindset. We're seeing that, okay, this one choice might be good for me immediately, like instant gratification, but like these other choices that seem like they sacrifice things will be good for me down the line. So you are learning to have more awareness for things, more acceptance for the things you can't control, and I'm seeing you are like actually becoming more a part of the world here. So for some of my piles, you were those people who would have like really just gotten successful on your own and been okay with that, and like because you're so good with yourself, you're okay just like doing things with yourself or like going down your life path. And now you're like starting to understand the benefits of working with other people, of being involved in society. So this is somebody that goes from like that single-minded business owner who like doesn't make connections with others, who doesn't like sign deals with others, who doesn't like accept outside work, who wouldn't commission an artist to paint something for them. There's like going from that to somebody who realizes, yeah, it would benefit my business to outsource this one task, or it would benefit my business to collaborate with somebody. So something like that, yeah. Some very, very specific energy coming through here. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm going to pick a card for you. Sometimes I don't realize how much off camera this goes with all my moving. Okay, so I'm gonna pick a card from my theme cards here to see what you have to look forward to after coming into this acceptance and forgiving energy. Okay, whoa. I don't know if you saw that one flew out. Okay, so we got two here. We have introspection. Yeah, you guys are going to be, or already are, doing a lot of work now. You're doing a lot of going deeper within yourself to understand maybe like why you had those blocks towards other people, or why it was hard for you to accept and forgive other people. And you're going to learn a lot more about yourself by doing this. We also have rhythm. So you getting back into rhythm with yourself here and with other people and with the world. I'm going to pick one more. I always pick more for the last pile for some reason. And then we have simplicity. So you will also be learning like how to simplify your life. So because now you're starting to accept that there's some things that you can't control. Maybe there's like a lot of dreams that are on your mind, and you're starting to accept that you can't get to all those dreams immediately, at least like not all at the same time, at least not all right now. So you're starting to learn how to live more simply in your life, and maybe to even simplify the expectations that you have. All right, so that's what I have for you guys. I'm going to pick one more. I'm going to pick an affirmation card for you too. An affirmation. Whoa, things flying everywhere. So we have, I am healing, and I know my delivery is on its way. I patiently wait for the universe to align, and I do so in gratitude. Yeah, so learning to let go of some control in those situations around you, learning to accept that there is a certain divine timing for things, but like keeping in your knowing of yourself and who you are, and that you do deserve greatness, and that like, yeah, a lot of good things, like you do deserve to have all of those good things you see, like the nice condo, the nice car, whatever you envision for yourself. You deserve that, the successful business, but knowing that like that acceptance aspect is that you can't really necessarily control the timing always of that, and so that you just have to trust the universe in that aspect of it. And also while you're waiting, this is a beautiful time to do some healing, some introspection there. All right, so that's what I have for you guys in this reading. As I said, I had no clue where this was going, but it's really cool how this journey like just shows itself with the oracle cards and with the message here. Oh, and if you stuck around for the intuition challenge at the beginning, I have the reveal now. So if you want to take a moment to pause the video and try to guess what the word I wrote was, or maybe take a look at those thoughts that you wrote down, those thoughts that came to you, and see if you got close or if you can guess what the word is, but I shall reveal it in a moment. And the word we have is romance. Woohoo! So I kind of gave a hint at the beginning, like even though I didn't know this was what I was gonna write down when I said I was playing Otome games. If you know what that is, then yeah, you're with me. So a bit trickier here today because it wasn't really a physical object, but if your imagination guessed things like pink or roses or whatever you associate with romance, that it can be really cool to see how our intuition works sometimes to guess what things are. But with that said, I welcome you to write in the comments maybe what you did think or write down. And if you have any other thoughts, if this reading resonated, please let me know, because this is a new channel, so I have no clue right now if I'm reaching you guys, but I feel like there is some powerful stuff coming through, and I hope this does help some people out there. So much love. I really appreciate you for being here. And until the next time, take care. You're on a beautiful journey, guys. I wish you the best of luck with this. Know that it's all going to work out in time, okay? All right. Sending you love. We'll see you next time. Bye.